is it that the people who smile the widest sometimes leave you feeling the most broken? Why is it that those who praise you, encourage you, and claim to only want the best for you are often the very ones who quietly erode your confidence, your clarity, and your peace? It is not your enemies who weaken you most. It's the ones who pretend to care. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years ago. Seneca warned that we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Today, we might say we suffer more from false friends than from open foes. And this is where the modern pain point enters. You can spend a full day at work or an evening with family or even a phone call with someone you trust and walk away drained, uncertain, uneasy, without a single insult spoken. That invisible exhaustion, that's the quiet work of the dark-hearted person in disguise. Today we're going to unmask them, not to condemn but to understand. Not to hate, but to protect. We'll examine 5 types of evil people who operate through kindness, warmth, and false love, and we'll uncover how Stoic wisdom can shield you from their invisible claws. By the end, you won't just see them more clearly. You'll see yourself more clearly, and you'll know how to walk among them with the calm strength of a Stoic. Untouchable, unshakable, and free. 1. The friendly manipulator. They don't shout, they don't insult, they don't pressure. Instead, they smile, nod, and gently advise. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, that was kind, but then, hours later, you feel smaller, weaker, less confident? That's not kindness. That's manipulation disguised as warmth. A manipulator never gives you pure praise. They lace it with subtle poison. You're really talented. It's just that sometimes you seem impulsive. You've got leadership qualities, though it may be a bit unstable. You're great at your work. I just think you do better under more guidance. Notice the pattern? Every compliment is a leash. Every smile hides a hook. I once worked with someone like this. In public, he praised me. In private meetings, he told our boss I was unreliable. At first, I thought it was honest feedback. It wasn't until projects started slipping from my hands that I realized he wasn't lifting me. He was keeping me below him. The Stoic lesson? Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Manipulators win only when you let their words enter your mind as truth. The moment you stand firm in your worth, their spell breaks. So ask yourself, does this person's advice make me clearer or more doubtful? Do I feel stronger or weaker after speaking to them? That question alone can save you from years of being quietly drained by the kind manipulator. 2. The pretender of love. Some people only love the broken version of you. Think about it. When you're low, they appear. They comfort you, encourage you, cheer for you. But the moment you rise, when you grow, when you change, when you start needing them less, they withdraw. Or worse, they mock. This is the false lover, the pretender, the one who confuses dependency for intimacy. They say things like, "Wow, you've changed lately, not the same anymore. Oh, trying to dress sharp now, someone's midlife crisis." Don't forget who was there for you when you were down. At first it sounds playful, but it cuts. Because deep down, they don't celebrate your growth, they grieve it. Why? Because your weakness was their leverage. I had a friend like this. She was always there when I was down. But as I got stronger, started saying no, set boundaries, cleaned my life, suddenly I was different. Suddenly I was too good for her. In truth, she only valued me when I was fragile. The Stoic answer? Seneca. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. The process is mutual, for men learn while they teach. Real love rejoices in your growth. False love resents it. So here's the test. Who cheers for you when you don't need cheering anymore? Those are your true allies. The rest? Pretenders. 3. The emotional controller. Control doesn't always come with chains. Sometimes it comes wrapped in concern. The emotional controller says, I just don't feel right when you hang out with them. You shouldn't wear that. It's not appropriate for your age. Are you sure it's safe to work so far from home? It sounds protective. But look closer. It's not about safety. It's about shrinking your world. I once heard a story of a woman married 20 years. Her husband never yelled, never hit. But over time, she abandoned her hobbies, lost her friends, stopped making independent choices. She said, I feel like I live in a glass cage. That's control through guilt. They don't forbid you. They frown. They don't demand. They withdraw. And slowly you bend your life into the shape of their comfort. Marcus Aurelius warned, it is not chains that bind us, but the mind we surrender to another. Ask yourself, am I choosing this for me or to keep them calm? Love should empower, not imprison. Concern should lift, not limit. And if your peace always costs your freedom, then you're not in love, you're in captivity. The subtle saboteur. Not all enemies attack. Some advise. You say you want to start a business. They remind you the economy is bad. You say you're learning a new skill. They remind you of your age. You say you want to grow. They remind you of failure. On the surface, it's concern. But every conversation leaves you smaller, more doubtful, less excited. That's the saboteur, the one who never directly blocks you but always clouds your sky with storms. I had a friend like that, always logical, always honest, but strangely only honest when I was about to take a risk. His advice didn't prepare me, it paralyzed me. Aurelius said, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know the truth. The truth is your life is yours. Your risks are yours. And anyone whose words leave you weaker is not advising. They're sabotaging. Do they fuel your fire or pour water on it? That answer tells you whether you're standing beside a friend or a saboteur. 5. The energy drainer. Finally, there are those who don't attack, don't mock, don't manipulate, they just drain. They live in constant complaint. They always suffer, always lose, always hurt. And every time you meet them, they leave you heavy, empty, tired. At first you think you're helping, but years later you realize they don't want healing, they want an audience. I had a friend like that. Every call was a storm. I gave advice, I gave comfort, I gave time. But nothing changed because change wasn't the goal. The goal was endless sympathy. Epictetus warned us, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Drainers don't uplift, they pull down. And here's the painful truth. If you let them, you become their lifeline while your own life quietly drowns. Stoicism isn't coldness, it's clarity. You don't need to cut them off with cruelty, but you must set boundaries. Because if your fire burns out, you can't bring light to anyone. So remember this. A manipulator makes you doubt your worth. A pretender loves your weakness, not your strength. A controller cages you with guilt. A saboteur clouds you with concern. A drainer empties your spirit. Remember, you don't defeat evil hearts by fighting them. You defeat them by refusing to let them darken yours. Become untouchable.